Good morning, everyone. Had a bit of a glitch. It kept saying I could record only and I couldn't see your comments, so I had to call my own office to get some help. All right, so today we're going to be doing something I probably haven't done in about 3 months. Ask me anything from a psychic perspective. Before I go there, I just want to say hello from sunny Toronto. Say hello to Ontario. Lots of Canadians in the house today. Hello from Kelowna and Bellingham, Washington, which is super close. Hi, Virginia Beach in Alabama. Atlanta, Georgia. Who else? Who else do we have? New Hampshire, Portugal. Loads and loads of you coming on. So I'm glad that you're finding me live. So the title today is Ask Me Anything from a Psychic Perspective. So first, let me just start off by and letting you know I am going to do a guided meditation at the end. And the guided meditation is going to be about kind of just purging our physical body, because in these next 2 months, there's going to be a lot of physical purging, and there may be some real physical health issues, things that really affect the human body. And yes, we have those ascension symptoms where you can get headaches and nausea. So are those going to go up? I'm not quite sure that that's what I would be saying, but it's like you might have a tooth that needs to be, fixed, or, you may need a root canal, or you may, have a bladder infection. So you may have things that as you're purging may actually show up in the physical body. And so because my name's Nancy Rebecca, I am a retired registered nurse. I love, love, love the physiology of the body. But after a spontaneous out-of-body experience 30 years ago, I've now learned to have as equally passionate about the human energy field and about the human energy field blueprint and how it affects all the organs in the body. So I always like to blend those two. So I'm going to be super excited to guide you through a meditation so that you can start to really clear out of the physical body, so it doesn't have to, I call it, come out sideways. Now, the other thing I wanted to talk about, because this is titled The Psychic Perspective, psychic, I just want to be very clear. If any of you put it in the search engine, what is the root word for what does psychic mean? What was its original definition? And the original definition means the breath of the soul. All right, the soul's breath. So what that means is that when I'm doing a reading for you, or you're doing a reading for someone else, or you're just really sitting with a friend over coffee and you're both really kind of just connected at that spiritual level, it's like you're both just, you're just breathing that sacred spiritual, it's just the air of the spiritual connection. The psychic connection is really flowing through the two of you. So that's what psychic means. Now, how did we get from the Greek word for psychic, meaning the breath of the soul, to, I have to be afraid, I have to run away, yikes, psychics, they're evil, they're scary? I don't know how we got from there to there. I'm sure you all have your opinions. And that's why I teach. I have 3 levels that I teach of psychic intuitive development, because we're all different. So I'm going to explain kind of how I get information. And I've just put the link, I think, below. I had a little glitch, so I may have put it in the wrong place. But if I did, I'll go back and put it there. So I only open up Psychic Mastery 1 once or twice a year. It is opening in October. So I put the link there so you could put your name on the waiting list. So, okay. Now, yes, you'll just I'd like to ask a question, but just a minute. So as you're kind of putting your question in, I was thinking, should I put a theme around this? Should I kind of guide you like what direction to go, what direction not to go? I think the biggest thing I'm going to tell you is I'm not going to read your future. I may do some personal readings, but I'm really interested in things that might have a global impact, but it doesn't matter. If my eyes fall on your question, I'm going to look at it from a psychic perspective. So let me explain about psychics. I'm a registered nurse. Okay. I went to nursing school. And at the end of nursing school, I get to choose what my lane is going to be, what really draws me in. So it was definitely in intensive care, cardiac intensive care, meaning anything having to do with the heart, that was my specialty. Even being in the operating room while your loved one's having open heart surgery, and then I would help take care of them afterwards. All right. And my passion was also hospice. I worked hospice for 8 years, so I have an enormous comfort around death. That does not bother me. And as a psychic for 30 years, I've studied over 30,000 human energy fields, and we are moving to a state of multidimensional capacity to communicate. Everybody has that capacity. Some of you are really opening to that more. So some people feel, so if you're watching a psychic on YouTube or however you're watching it and they say, I feel this is happening. I feel this is going to happen. I feel that this is impacting somewhere in the body. If they say that, you know, they're an empath. They're a feeler. They're going to say that. If they're clairaudient, they're going to say, okay, my guides are telling me this. I'm hearing this. Then they're going to be more clairaudient. I'm clairvoyant. So you're going to hear me say, I see this, I see that, I see this, I see that. So, and then the knowingness is, I just know this is unfolding for you. So if you're listening, you know, to different psychics, those are the things you're going to listen for. So that's what their strength is. All right. Now, you guys, I can see it's like, get on with the questions, but I just want to kind of tell you when I'm answering your questions, I am like clairvoyant. Like I see things, and I see things in images, pictures, and symbols, and they will line up in front of me, and I will see the energy frequency around your question. And that's the perspective I'm going to be coming from. So let me just kind of jump in and hopefully that'll help you understand. And then at the end, we are going to do a meditation to help clear out of the body. All right, I'm going to go near the top. So I'm going to scroll up and down. So I'm not going to go in order. And whatever lights up, remember I'm a clairvoyant. So whatever lights up is the question that I know my spirit wants me to answer, that's going to be for the benefit of a lot of people, not just a personal benefit. But that's usually how my spirit works, because that's how I work. Okay, so hello from the UK. Good morning, Randy, currently in Parksville, BC. Okay, let me go down to where some questions start. Okay, so Nancy Newman has a question. So Nancy Newman's question is, as a massage therapist, how can I work with clients and support their evolution? All right, let me see how Spirit wants to answer that. So what Spirit's showing me around this, Nancy, is they're showing me you, and you've got a beautiful energy field. You're beautiful. You've got this radiance. You're well grounded. You really want to help your clients. Then what Spirit's showing me is your clients, and around your clients is what's called a soji screen. So for those of you who don't know what a soji screen is, it might be like one of those little Asian or Middle Eastern screens that can be a partition between two rooms. But this is showing going around the client. And what that's saying is that not all clients want to be seen, or they may have a fear of being seen. And so if they have a sense that you can see them, or they have a sense that you're picking up a lot about them, that can cause them to kind of really want to close down. And so what Spirit is saying is that you want to draw clients who want your assistance to ascend. So, or not ascend, kind of just awaken to their truth, right? So if that's the client that you want to attract, then you want to put that in your, maybe in your introduction. If you have a new client, or if they call on the phone, it's like, I have extra abilities. I'm a massage therapist. I'm an intuitive massage therapist. I have some extra intuitive abilities. So I can share that with you at the end, or while we're doing the massage if you want, or I can completely shut it off. You can't completely shut it off, but you can. And so you want to be very clear with your clients. Right now, oh my gosh, the spirit world has so much to say about this. Right now, people don't trust very much. They're not trusting the system. They're not trusting other people. And so really trust is the big thing. So there's a lot coming up around your clients being afraid to be seen. So be very clear about moving forward. But you do have a big role in helping people ascend. And so I know you do massage, but there's something coming up around teaching small classes as well. Okay, let's see here. Okay, so Laza is question. If one gets episodes of despair for no reason, how do you know it's individual, and how do you know it's collective, and what do you do about it? So that's a great question. So I can tell you're a huge empath just right off the bat. I can tell, I can see in your human energy field that your lower two chakras, your survival chakra is open about this big. And that means that it's like you're a beacon of light for survival, meaning that anybody who's out there who's struggling and trying to survive, you're going to pick up that energy a lot. Your emotional chakra is right in alignment. So you've got a lot of emotional survival going on. Your upper chakras are absolutely beautiful. They're spinning, but there's something about that navel area down to your hips that you're holding on to some old despair, old depression that applies to your life. And so if it's coming up from inside, well, first of all, I want to say if it's the outside despair, inside despair, it's all yours. Like you're going to draw to you. I think that's what I'm trying to say. You're drawing to you people who are in despair because it's trying to help you flush out that old energy in your own pelvis. So what you want to do is you want to ground strongly and just start dumping the despair down your grounding. Keep dumping, dumping, dumping. You want to bring up a lot of earth energy and start letting it flow through your pelvic area, those lower two chakras. You also want to close down your root chakra. So right now I see it's open at about 70%. It's going to be almost impossible to ground when it's that open. It's just who's surviving. It's almost like you can be a trap. Like you meet someone in a coffee shop and all of a sudden they're telling you their survival story. So what spirits is that you are like this big healer. Like you've got this capacity to heal groups of people, not just individuals, but groups. And so because you've got that capacity, you do draw to you people who need to be healed. But for me, like if I kind of have to, if it's coming from the outside, like I'm feeling the despair on the outside of my aura, but it's causing my body to react. It's like, am I feeling it on my skin? Am I feeling it on my aura on the outside? Then that means it's coming in. If I feel it on the inside, or my lower hips and stuff would start to ache, get really achy and stuff, then I know my despair is triggered. But here's the bottom line: your despair triggers somebody else's, theirs triggers yours, and you both are just meant to release it. There is a lot of despair in the world, but I want you to just, your walk away is, you're an amazing healer. You have a lot to offer. Just get your root and second chakra in alignment. Get some of those old toxins cleared out, and you'll have a much easier time standing in your strength when you are offering things to other people. Okay. Jamie Gritson, question: if the collective consciousness threw itself a surprise party, what would the theme be, and what would we all bring to the party? Wow, the collective conscious threw itself a surprise party. What would the theme be, and what? So right away, what comes is seriousness. So the theme of the party would be all about light. It would be all about laughter. It would be all about sharing humorous stories and not taking ourselves so seriously. So there is a lot of serious things happening on the earth. I totally get that. But when we drop that seriousness, and all of a sudden we can start feeling our inner, we'll say our inner party, our inner lightness, our inner humor, our inner hope, then that impacts the collective consciousness, impacts the whole world. So I just had a situation where a family member is very ill. It was an emergency situation, but once we made the energetic kind of shifts and really helped do the shifts, the person who was in the emergency started laughing. The tears were coming out of their eyes. They were finding everything funny, even though it wasn't a funny situation. And then suddenly their health started turning around pretty quickly. So, and what would we bring? We would bring our amusement, our ability to laugh at ourselves, not just laugh at the world, but our ability to laugh at ourselves and not get so triggered. Great question. Okay. So, Rebecca Allen, I'm your age, and it seems like the past couple of months I've been feeling blue. And that's a perspective because there's so much blue light coming into the earth. So is it literal blue or sad blue? But I'm going to go with sad blue. And the state of the country is one thing that's affecting me, but what can I do to lift this despairing feeling? So I just talked to someone else. I can't remember her name. Despair is held in the pelvis. Despair is like, I'm going to die. It's like the body is in despair. It feels like it's going to die. And that emotional survival in those lower two chakras, they are libraries filled with information on how to survive. It's filled with how to have emotional health. It's how to be uplifted. So I also just shared about not taking things so seriously. Now, that doesn't mean just sit back and laugh and don't do anything, but that despair, that blueness, bring up a lot more earth energy. Again, for everyone, my foundational class is just, it's mind-blowing. The students will tell me that all the time, but I have free meditations on there. Earth energy, earth energy, earth energy. We are going through an enormous purge here in August and September. It's not fun, but it can be amusing, and it can be lightheartedness, and it can be, wow, I'm excited that when I'm on the other side of this purge, I'm going to have a lot more abilities available to me. So it's all perspective. And the blue beings of light tell me in this kind of sacred geometry that there are 12 answers to every problem available to us. But often we get focused on one. So we're talking about the news, we're talking about the despair in the news, but there's other perspectives to look at as well. So let's see, what can I do to lift this despair? We've all got to learn how to work with energy. We all have to learn how to work with energy. So get my free meditation on grounding. Start doing it every day. I promise you, it will lift and lighten your load. Oh, thanks, Donna Boost. Okay, Cliff. Could I be blocking my psychic development now because of overwhelm, empathic, clairaudient during my childhood? Okay. Yes. So it doesn't take a psychic to answer that. Yes. Excuse me. We all have energy blocks. I have energy blocks. You have energy blocks. Are we blocking ourselves? Well, maybe. You know, when you have childhood stuff, can it block you? But when I had my out of body experience, I was in despair. I had 3 family members dying. I was stressed to the max. I can't even go through just the stacked layers of things that were happening. And then I had an out of body experience and everything changed. It's just like my body just dumped a lot of old stuff in an instant. And so spirit and my spirit guides are always telling me that every single person on the face of the planet has that same option available to them. That 1 minute you can be really struggling, and the next minute you can completely, your energy can shift and you have much more access to your psychic intuitive abilities. But when you're feeling low, it's almost like your intuition's knocking at your door, but you have a hard time hearing it because that voice inside of you, that despair voice or that old childhood voice, can be louder than the intuitive voice. Now, I truly don't mean to be singing the praises of my foundational course, but what it does is you're learning how to clear, and you're learning how to get that intuitive voice to be louder than your inner pain voice. And it's not easy. You know, there's nothing easy about it, but is it worth it? Every nanosecond, it is worth it to move through that. But just Cliff, I can see your crown chakras open like 100%. It's just too open. You're trying so hard. So when your crown chakras open, you're floating above your body. You can't bring your light into your body. Your crown chakra is too open. So just set your intention to close your crown chakra from 0 to 100%. Try to close, just set your intention like a shutter on a camera. Try to close it down to 30% or less. And then you will be able to bring more of your light into the body. And so how does it work that way? Well, your spirit, when your crown chakra is open, it's just all about being spiritual, 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 spiritual. But guess what? You all have a physical body. And so your body needs you to make a light body by bringing your light into the body. And so how to close down that crown chakra is one of the things that I teach, and it's a game changer. Okay, let's see. Okay, so Melissa's asking, will using the mental meditation several times help shift sleepless patterns? It can, but often the sleep pattern is too open of a spiritual chakra. I think when I teach that, I think it shocks and surprises the majority of people because we want to be spiritual, we end up opening that up too much. And it's just like a blinding light. Like imagine the light of God, or the light of source, the divine source of high knowledge and wisdom. And you've just flung open the doors and you're like, just give me all the light. Just give me all the light. Well, that'll fry your circuits. Like your nervous system can't handle that much light. So everybody dial it back a little bit. Do it right now while you're listening to me, because you dial it down and all of a sudden you're bringing the light into the body and your nervous system gets calmer. And then your body and every cell can start to absorb your soul's light. So back to that question. Mental energy, yes, can help. Closing your spiritual chakra a little bit more helps the most. And hello, Jane Lancaster. In all of Ireland, the Wicklow Mountains are number one at the top of my list. Most favorite place to be on the earth. Okay. Elaine Thurston, you're really lit up. So could you please check on my son, James, who passed away on April 3rd, 2023. I'm very curious about his experience on the other side. So I will see, I'm getting this impression that he was this thing about being psychic. So my feeling sense was he was a little bit older, like an adult age. My clairvoyant sense is seeing him as a little boy standing next to you. So I don't know what his actual age was, because when you cross over to the other side, older people like my age, when I cross over the other side, most spirits, when they cross over on the other side, they'll come back to the age range anywhere from age 30, 40, 50. So that's kind of the age that they will come back to. So as a psychic medium, you really have to kind of listen to how old were they when they passed. But he's definitely trying to get your attention. He definitely follows you around. But I'm curious about the age. But what did you ask? I'm curious about his experience on the other side. So he's really still staying very close to you, and he's with you quite a bit. There are ancestors and loved ones on the other side that are available to him, but and this doesn't mean he didn't cross over. I want to just tell you that. But he goes to that higher frequency and then he comes back, goes to the higher frequency and he comes back. So he's staying really close to you right now. Martha Hills. Oh my gosh, I could answer these questions all day. Nancy, is the third eye an actual chakra like the other main ones we talk about in the body? Do you see a spinning chakra in the third eye, or is it something else? All right, that's a great question. So your third eye is this incredible psychic, clairvoyant, spiritual machine. So the way that I see it is, yes, you have a main chakra. It's spinning in the back and it's spinning in the front. However, you've got these like right behind the forehead, you've got these little lights that can be spinning and activated. There's 36 little lights. They're called the analyzer area. And if you are overthinking, overanalyzing, those little light bulbs can shatter, can get broken. And because it's like blowing a bulb, like blowing a frequency in a house. Your third eye can still see through that, but not as easily. So you want to keep those analyzer lights nice and full. You've got chakras that go all the way around the head. You've got a chakra in the back that connects you with your ancestors. You've got chakras that go along the back of the head and the shoulders to help you to channel your own spirit or if you're talking to God or the angels or ascended masters, Jesus, Mary, Buddha, Shiva, then there's this kind of light, this opening in the back where information can come through. Now, I've just listed 4 or 5 points, but there are many, many, many others. And around the head, there's more chakras that are in the human energy field. So this is why every single person's capacity to open to intuitive psychic abilities is at an all-time high in where we're living right now in the frequencies that we are in. But here's the thing. It's like when you're meditating, you need to clear this off, and you need to learn how to clear it off, and you need to learn how to clear through it and how to repair it. And it all repairs easily. You just need to learn how to do it. But here's the thing. It's like you can have this lightness, brightness, and then it's like you're looking at something that has got you bugged or triggered. We'll just say that. And then it's just like you drop lower in your body and the lights go off up here. So you're not able to get a spiritual perspective because you're overly focused on, I'm triggered, I'm triggered, I'm triggered, I'm triggered. And it's almost like we feel like we need to resolve the trigger before we can turn the lights back on in our upper chakras. So what's so interesting, I've talked about the spiritual chakra being too open. You can have your third eye light up with your spiritual chakra closed down more. Why? Because your spirit comes down into your head. When the crown chakra is open, it floats above. All right. So there's a lot going on in the sixth chakra. And I do have a technique that helps get all that cleared up, bright, shiny. And then you have access. It's not 3D. It's not 4D. It's not 5D. It's more like 12D. It's more like 32D. And what I mean by that is multidimensional. That's where you'll really start to tap into your multidimensional human self. Okay, I'm going to scroll down a little further. Melissa Yates. I have a quick question. I saw spirits when I was a child and in my teen years, and I would have dreams that came true. I think I shut this down. And is there a way to reopen myself? Yes. So everything that I've been saying, I think that's beautiful. I think it's exciting. Absolutely. So like I said early on, everyone has blocks. Even I have energetic blocks. But yes, you can reopen to that. So just to let everyone know, on average, when a child is born, when you were a child that was born, you come in with 3 to 5 spiritual guides. So this is where I'm going to get on my little soapbox. You all have spiritual guides. You all have spiritual guides. You all have spiritual guides. You were born with them. They came to this earth to assist you. You also often will have a lot of ability, spiritual ability to see the spirit world. Most kids do. And holy smokes, the kids, they can pick up, and I know you all know this, where you could pick up in the household exactly what was going on. Your parents couldn't fool you. You knew what your mom was actually feeling or your dad was actually feeling. You could maybe see the energy field around people. And then there's this layer that's there. It's like the astral layer becomes thicker. So we hear about that where the veil becomes thicker, but it's the astral layer that becomes thicker. And it does this so that you cannot see into the spiritual world for a while, because then it starts opening up again when you're in your 30s, around 30s. Why does it do this? Because your spirit needs you to focus on your physical life. It needs you to date or go to the prom or learn gymnastics or try to find your voice. Like your spirit, it's like shuts that door. We need you to physically focus for a while. And so that's why I used to teach kids intuitive development, but they were so good that they could be taken advantage of because their psychic abilities were so good. And then I realized over time, oh, they need to learn to live a physical life. That's why they're here. So, yes, it should. I don't know how old you are, Melissa, but it at any time you can start to work with the techniques to help your body get well grounded, and then you can start blending in your spiritual abilities. Okay, let's see here. So Ramesh is, hi, Nancy, I'm suffering from regret that is stopping me to even sleep, eat, and do normal things, I think. Could you please guide with angels whether it's a yes or no? So what I just want to share with you, Ramesh, so everything's a frequency: despair, grief, regret, happiness, joy, sadness, frustration. Everything is an energetic frequency. And as the frequency is going up, our body is purging. And it sounds like you are purging that energy of regret big time. So, yeah, some regret is resolvable and some regret is not resolvable, but it is an energy frequency. So, I teach my students to ground and start to release. We're going to say, like in your situation, release the regret down your grounding. Earth energy is going to really help because you're holding your regret in the first, second, and third chakras, your physical chakras. So it's making you feel really physically ill. And the other thing is I teach, so I'll just give you guys this little tidbit, is to, let's say we're going to use the color dye green. We're going to use green cosmic energy, and I'm going to set the intention that for you, Ramesh, I'm going to bring in that green, and anywhere that you have regret, that green cosmic dye is going to stain the area of regret so that you can know where it is. So what it's showing me when I bring that green through is your male energy channels are locked down. They're like a little boy, little small, tiny male energy. Your female channels are opened up beautifully. And so I can see that just as that green is there, then I could start to just let it drain down your grounding. I can also see you're carrying an enormous weight of regret on your shoulders. So remember, if you were listening, I talk about we've got light back here, like chakras. There's energy that moves back here. But here's the problem. And your spirit comes into your body through the top of your head and the back of the head and shoulders. Well, this looks like the size of a car. Is the regret is so huge. So I'm going to ask you, Ramesh, right now, drop that ball of regret off your shoulders. Let it just drop down your grounding. So the green sticks to wherever you have regret. So I'm already watching you shift quite a bit. You do have some regret in your root chakra. You can drop that down, but it's nothing compared to here. So what happens when you carry that load of regret around? Your spirit can't come down and light up your channels because you don't feel like you deserve to be in the light. So here's what happens. You drop the regret, and then suddenly you can start to see different perspectives of maybe why you did what you did, or why the other person did what they did. And then you can problem solve when your spirit is unionized with you. You can problem solve on how to fix things. I have a dear, dear friend who said they just were not a very nice person. They just weren't a very nice person. They were kind of mean. And then she spent the rest of her life giving back. She spent the rest of her life helping to raise money for the soup kitchen. She spent, she made amends in other ways. So anyway, anyone? Yes. Let's see, question. Okay. Yes. Twana, yes, I will say yes. Okay. So Sherry Kitchen said there's this amazing Zoom presence with me. Like jets come in loud, sometimes quiet, zip, zip, swish. And are there more than one? Is that a visitor presence always the same or multiple? Okay. So when your spirit guides land, when they come in, for me, it sounds like a 747 jet landing on a runway. When the blue beings of light came to visit me in 2017, my eyes were closed, I'm meditating. It sounded like a jet landing in the room where I was. So for me personally, whenever I hear that loud, it's like you can hear the spirits, the guides, the ascended masters coming from wherever they are from the distance, or star beings, and they're coming present to be present in the room with you. Now, not everybody hears that jet. Other people are going to know that their guides and angels are around in different ways. Oh, I got to do. Oh, get to do the meditation, but let me just finish answering this. So what I would do if I were you is when you hear that, just go sit down and just ground yourself and just get yourself centered, and then just say, yes, can I help you? Do you have a message for me? But it sounds like the spirit world, your guides, somebody's trying to really get your attention. I don't always hear this with loved ones, so I do want to say it that way. It's usually a big deal. If I hear the jets, it's a big deal. All right. Yeah, we could go on and do this all day long, but afterwards, if you want to type your question in, I'm not going to be able to answer them all, but I do read them, and I will try to answer some of them after this. But let's do just a little quick kind of purging out of the physical body guided meditation. And let's just help the body right now, since we're in a real body focused time in the next couple of months. Okay. All right, go ahead and close your eyes and turn within. And in this guided meditation, we're just going to do some physical body releasing. Go ahead, close your eyes, turn within. Please communicate first to your human body, your physical body. Let your physical body know that if there's anything in your human body that is no longer in alignment with your current highest path and unfolding, that it just loosens up and it's going to get ready to be released. I always ask my body, I'm requesting that you be willing to heal, because sometimes the body's resistant. Like, I don't want my life to change. So just talk to your body and just let your body know that it's okay to change the health of your body so that your body can feel better. Nice. I can really see out there amongst you all, even those who will be watching the replay later. Your aura is really filling up with a lot of loose, stuck energy. So we're going to get an opportunity to clear it. Now, say hello to your higher self. That's your higher, wise, incredibly knowledgeable self that is connected to all that is. Ask your higher self, oh, I would just love it if you could help me kind of bring to the surface whatever I need to purge out of my physical body so that I can bring in more of my own soul's light. And also ask your higher self and your body that you wish for that purging to come through in a way that's easy for your body, easily integrated by your body. And in a state of consciousness so that you can hear your body's needs. Hear, feel, see, or know your body's needs. So right now, just imagine that your body is like a tree. Your lower body is like an ancient tree that has incredibly large, deep roots. And for others who don't really feel it with the tree, you can use another image of grounding. But right now, during this great time of purge, I'm noticing that many people are not grounding. You're doing a shallow grounding. So I'm going to suggest that you go deep. Just keep going deeper and deeper and deeper until your grounded roots can ground right into the magnetic core at the center of Mother Earth. I can see there's many of you that's starting to drain. It's like you just unplugged the bathtub with that deep root system, and your body is just starting to release, and purge all old, outdated energy. Just going to flow right down your grounding to be recycled by Mother Earth. It's like Mother Earth saying, give me all the places where you feel stuck. Give me all the places where you feel pain in the body. Give me all the places where you get triggered easily. Just let it all go. Let it drain. Let go of all the mental energy, all the old emotional turmoil in the body. Just keep setting your intention. It's just going to drain right down your grounding so you don't have to purge it physically in other ways. Now, your physical body always desires to help you make the best choices for yourself for pure survival. Your body is going to always fight to survive. So, right now, let's go ahead and imagine earth energy coming up your roots of your tree or your grounding. Also, earth energy coming up your legs, up through your feet, ankles, knees, hips. A lot of you were talking about depression and despair and angst or regret. You know, it can just fill that pelvis with sticky, old gunk. Earth energy is an incredible energy to detox your body. So let it come up through your legs. Let's do the lower part of the body. It's going to dissolve any toxins in the first, second, third chakra, and then it's going to drain down your grounding again. Now let's bring in some cosmic frequency. So what color is your spirit choosing for you today? Is it a rose pink? Is it a pastel blue? Is it a daisy yellow? Is it a tulip red? You know, whatever cosmic frequency wants to come through, just call it into the room where you are to begin flowing down through your physical body to dissolve any old stuck energy and remind yourself of what today's date is. Remind yourself of how old you are. You can switch colors to several colors, but just let it drain right through your physical body, through your skin, through your bones, through your muscles, through your connective tissue. Through your heart, lungs, stomach, liver, kidneys, bladder, brain, spinal column. And let that purge drain right down your grounding. And I can see for many of it's getting kind of thick. So increase the strength of your grounding, bring up more earth energy so that that plug of your grounding doesn't get plugged and backed up. Just bring up more earth energy to soften and clear what you're purging out of your physical body. Beautiful, beautiful. So if you have any current health issues, just ask your body and your spirit to help you with those current health issues, to help you to heal or learn what you need to learn from it. Ask your guides, angels, or the ascended masters for some additional help to help your physical body during this great time of expansion, to help your physical body be able to integrate more light and the expansion with ease and effortlessness. There you go. There you go. We're just going to do one last little rinse through the back of the head and the shoulders. Just really rinse off that area so more of your light can come into your body. And over the next couple of months, keep making sure that area in the back of your shoulders and head is nice and clear as well. Thank your body, thank your spirit. Whenever you're ready, go ahead and open your eyes and stretch. Nice. So don't forget to put your name on the waiting list so you can hear about the course. There's also a free little mini workshop, Connecting with Your Inner Authority. One of you did ask, how do you know that what's the difference between spiritual and physical illness? It's all, the body it's an energy. It's solid, but it's an energy field. It's a frequency. It's a blueprint. So illness often comes out of having energy blocks in the field, and sometimes you can heal it forever, and that block, you come in with it and you may go out with it, and you may not ever be able to totally shift it 100%. I think that's a big lesson I want you to take away too, that sometimes you can do everything and you're still going to have those energy blocks that might cause illness. I do see, Mira, you just really like your energy is just like right here, and you're really wanting some relief. And I'm not really clear what you're asking, but there's this sense of your child, your daughter on the other side. There's something about a low score. I have no idea what that means. All I can tell you is their light is extremely bright. They are very much, what I keep hearing is singing with the angels, very, very high frequency, and very much healing. And there's a lot of joy where they are. So I'm not sure about all the other things. It might be a cultural thing, but I just want to let you know that where I'm seeing her is a very bright place. All right, everyone. And just to let you know, if you ask a question here, once I close down the recording, all that conversation goes away. So you will have to repost your question. back on the recording. Okay. Let me just see if there's anything else. I would love to. Yeah. See, Mira, could you give me a minute, please? So, yeah, you are relentless. You are really, really relentless. But I hope that you got your question answered. And so, yeah, let's keep releasing out of those bodies so that, because we're taking them with us, we're taking our bodies with us in our ascension. So thank you all so much for coming on. You had the best questions today, and I hope that the answers really taught you a lot more about your human energy field, because I want ultimately you all to become independent in your ability to get your own answers over time, and your ability to know just how truly beautiful you all are. So, all right. Thanks again so much. Bye-bye.